in this particular video, what we're going to do is we're going to go over how do we figure out like the number of solutions of a quadratic equation and how that relates to the discriminant. And a quick review, the discriminant is b squared minus 4ac. Now, if b squared minus 4ac ends up equaling 0, that means you're going to have one solution. Okay? So if b squared minus 4ac equals 0, you have one solution. The parabola will come down. It'll just touch the x-axis one time. So that's one solution. We'll call that 1. All right? Now, if b squared minus 4ac, and some of you are like, what the heck is b squared minus 4ac? Where does it come from? It comes from ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, which we talked about in the quadratic formula video, which goes over the discriminant, but I'm just going to go specifically over it on this particular one. All right, so you're taking the a, the b, and the c from your standard form. This is called standard form. So if b squared minus 4ac ends up becoming greater than 0, which means this side is positive, then you're going to have two solutions. You'll have two real solutions, and that'll look something like this. It doesn't matter whether the parabola opens up or down, it'll hit the x-axis twice. So if it hits it twice, you got a solution there, you got a solution there, and that's known as two solutions. And then this one, the discriminant is going to end up being negative. Okay, b squared minus 4ac will be less than 0, and that means you have 0 solutions, which means your discriminant, when you work it out, b squared minus 4ac, ends up becoming what's called negative. So I'm going to highlight these different things, and you can put them in your journal. You could even do these drawings if you want to. I know you could probably do them better than me. So right here, if you have one solution, that means b squared minus 4ac is equal to 0, and you only have one solution. It touches the x-axis once. Okay? If b squared minus 4ac is positive, if b squared minus 4ac is positive, that means it's greater than 0. That means you're going to end up having what's called two solutions. All right, so you'll have a graph that hits the x-axis. Now, it doesn't have to open down. It can open up too. You could have a graph that opens up like this, and you have two solutions right here. So I don't want you to think that it only looks that way. It can look this way. Just like over here, you could have a graph that comes up and touches it one little time and goes back down. So you could have one solution with a parabola that opens down. Okay? Just remember, the a value controls whether it opens up or down. If it's positive, it opens up. If it's negative, it opens down. And last but not least, we have b squared minus 4ac is negative. I didn't do a very good job of drawing there. My kindergarten teacher would not be happy with my coloring abilities. Sorry about that, Mrs. Nicole. All right, and right here we have 0 solutions. So if we have a parabola that does not touch the x-axis, that means the discriminant is negative, and therefore we have no real solutions because it does not touch the x-axis. And that's basically what it comes down to. Either you're going to have one solution, two solutions, or no solutions. Either this is equal to 0, it's equal to a positive number, or a negative number. So right now, I know really quickly, without a shadow of a doubt, that the discriminant is going to be negative because it doesn't touch. Okay. Now this one, it says, what is the value of the discriminant? So now, this is going to be a little bit harder. We have to identify the a value, the b value, and the c value. Now when we do this, what we're going to do is we're going to put b squared minus 4ac. So we're going to do b squared minus 4ac. So our b value is negative 10. Okay? Our a value is 25, and our c value is 1. Now negative 10 times you could just type it in the calculator if you wanted to. We're just going to do it by hand. Negative 10 times negative 10 is positive 100. And then we've got a negative 4 times 25 times 1, which is minus 100. And 100 minus 100 is 0, so our discriminant is 0. So how many x-intercepts does this graph have? Well, let's go back real quick. If you have 0, you have one solution, so it's only going to have 1. So how many x-intercepts? 1. So I'm typing a 0 and a 1. Now, if this number was positive, I would type in a 2. If this number was negative, I would type in 0. Okay, let's take a look at this real quick. This is the discriminant positive, 0, or negative. Well, it only has one x-intercept, so therefore my discriminant would have to be the answer of 0, which we just did. Alright, so quick little review. Let me go back to our problem. Whenever you get one where it has 25x squared minus 10x plus 1, I'm just going to do one more. I'm just going to do a random one here, okay? What if I had f of x equal 2x squared minus 5x plus 1, where my a value is 2, my b value is negative 5, and my c value is 1. Like, what would be the value of the discriminant? Let me show you real quick once again so you see another example before I shut the video off. All right, b squared minus 4ac, negative 5 squared minus 4 times my a value times my c value. Now my a value is 2 and my c value is 1. Negative 5 times negative 5 is 25. Minus 4 times 2 times 1 is 8. 25 minus 8 is 17. So my discriminant is 17. Okay? My discriminant is 17. What does that mean for us? If it was 17, the value of the discriminant is 17. How many x-intercepts do I have? I would have 2 solutions if my discriminant was positive. Now, if this was a negative 17, then I'd have 0 solutions, and that's basically what it comes down to. So once again, if it's equal to 0, you got 1. If it's greater than 0, which I just did one that was greater than 0, you got 2. And if it's less than 0 or a negative number, you got 0. And that's basically what it comes down to.